Hostinger or GoDaddy? What's the better web hosting platform? Which one is perfect for you? Which platform is just okay and which platform is really freaking good? Well, in today's video, I'm gonna be answering those questions for you because believe it or not, the answer isn't as easy as most people think. In fact, most people get it completely wrong, and it's no wonder that Forbes is gonna say Hostinger is the best. Then you have all these big name tech sites saying GoDaddy is the best. But which one is right? Who's telling the truth? So can you see how easy it is to make the wrong choice when picking between Hostinger and GoDaddy? But luckily, you are in the right place today watching this video, because by the time you're done watching this video, you're gonna know which one is gonna be better for you, GoDaddy or Hostinger. Because in today's video, I'm gonna break down the pros and cons to Hostinger and GoDaddy, so picking between the two can be as simple as possible for you. Also, I'm gonna be comparing those 5 things when it comes to website hosting categories, which are crucial when it comes to picking the right one. The first one is templates, and next we have the ease of use. After that, I'm gonna go over features and tools, and then I'm gonna cover pricing, and lastly, we'll cover performance. And at the end of comparing each category, I'm gonna be letting you know if Hostinger or GoDaddy is better in these categories. This way, by the end of this video, we can tally up which platform is better for each category, so we can have a clear answer as to whether GoDaddy or Hostinger is the best option for you. So make sure to smash that like button, because not only is this the only video you'll ever have to watch to know whether Hostinger or GoDaddy is right for you, because you will get a massive discount code to both web hosting platforms just for sticking to the end of this video. This is a code that you won't find anywhere else. So if you want to save as much money as possible when purchasing a web hosting platform, I recommend that you stick around. Now, before we dive into comparing both Hostinger and GoDaddy in 30 seconds, first, if you're new to the channel, my name is Cam and I've made over 6 figures in the e-commerce space. I've been responsible for helping launch a bunch of products that you're gonna see on the screen, which have gone to do over $100,000. And I've made tons of websites on both GoDaddy and Hostinger for both selling products online and even just making simple for fun websites for myself and just to experiment to see which platforms work best. So it is safe to say that I know a thing or two when it comes to these web hosting platforms. But enough about that. Let's dive into whether Hostinger or GoDaddy is right for your business, because a lot of people end up choosing the wrong platform. First things first, let's compare the templates. If you don't know, templates are basically a bunch of pre-built websites that are done for you. This way, you don't have to build out a page from scratch. You can just drag and drop, or you can just select the template that you like and basically go from there. Now, while having a template to build out a website already sounds simple enough, if you ask me, Hostinger makes it even easier, because with Hostinger, they have an AI website builder. Now, all you have to do is give them a description of your business and what you want your site to look like, and AI will build out a website for you in seconds. So instead of browsing through a library of templates to build your website, all you have to do is describe what you want your site to look like, and the AI will generate one tailored to your needs. But if AI isn't your jam and you're behind on AI, that's okay. You can always manually pick out a template the old-fashioned way on Hostinger. They have over 150 templates to choose from, so you should be able to find out what you like. Now, when it comes to GoDaddy and picking up templates, they choose to go a little more old school. GoDaddy offers a more traditional setup process broken down into 3 steps. Now, the first step is that you choose from the 100 templates or a little bit more that they have available in store. And 2, you enter your site details. And 3, you start editing. It's really that simple. However, the templates for GoDaddy are simple and more business oriented, so focusing on functionality over aesthetics, whereas Hostinger templates are a bit more outgoing. So let's analyze the pros and cons of both Hostinger and GoDaddy when it comes to the templates they offer. For Hostinger, the pros for templates, they are First, they use AI website builder, which is amazing. Having not only that AI speeds up the setup process, but also eliminates analysis paralysis most people have when they're trying to pick up through hundreds of different website templates, making it very simple for any beginner to set up a website in just seconds. The second pro definitely goes to Hostingers and their templates, how polished they are. Although the library isn't the biggest thing in the world, and they only have, I think, 150 templates, the templates they offer really fit every need from the entire spectrum of people looking to build a website. So offering a clean and professional templates as well as modern ones that fit into current design trends are available on Hostinger, and I really think that's a nice pro thing that Hostinger offers because you don't feel that it's not enough for what you need. The next pro is that the templates are highly customizable, and we'll go more in depth in just a few minutes, but all the templates Hostinger offers can be edited to however you want. Another big pro is that their templates are fully responsive, and that basically ensures that your website looks good on all devices. Your PC, your mobile, and your tablets. And the last pro, which I actually love, is that you get to pick whether you want to choose your website builder to be AI or you want to do it manually. Now, I love AI builder because it makes it quick, easy, it's easy for beginners, and if you don't know what you're doing, you don't have that creative edge, you don't know what your website wants to look like, AI Builder makes it easy for you. However, if you're someone who's a bit more creative, you have the vision for your website, I like that you can do it manually with their pre-built templates. And I like how Hostinger doesn't force you to use AI, which is kind of nice. So they let you choose which method you want to use. Then let's look at the cons when it comes to templates with Hostinger. And in my opinion, there's probably only one con, which might surprise a lot of people, is that their smaller number of templates. Hostinger only offers 150 templates, which may seem like a lot to some people, but in today's age, our website builders have hundreds, if not thousands, of different templates. This is actually quite small. So that's one big con of Hostinger is the fewer templates, which means less variety, and sometimes the AI generated designs can feel very repetitive. Now let's look at the pros of the templates with GoDaddy. The first is that they have a really straightforward setup process. So you can choose a template, input your site details, and start editing. They make it very super beginner friendly, which I like, but however, it may not be as easy as Hostinger's setup process. But still, I think just about anyone could build a website on GoDaddy, so it is very beginner friendly. Also, one huge con with GoDaddy is that they do also lack a variety of templates, only offering 100 templates, which is actually even less than Hostinger. So the last con for GoDaddy is that they do not have an advanced AI feature as Hostinger does, which would definitely be nice, and I think AI can make things so much simpler and so much quicker, especially for someone who is new, doesn't know what they're doing, and they just want to set up a website very quickly. So when it comes to templates, the winner, in my opinion, is Hostinger. They not only have more templates than GoDaddy, but they also have a highly advanced AI feature, which GoDaddy does not. Now let's move on to the ease of use, and this is just a fancy way of saying how good or hard is it to build a website, and I think we touched on this a little bit. But first, let's analyze Hostinger. And now when it comes to building a website on Hostinger, it's going to feel like assembling a simple sandwich. It's really simple. Hostinger has an extremely easy to use drag and drop features, and it makes building your website extremely straightforward. Not to mention their AI website builder, which makes it even easier than that. You just pick elements from the left sidebar when it comes to the drag and drop and drop them on your design. You can also add elements or selections regularly by clicking this plus button. Not to mention that both sections and elements are quite good, including forms and galleries. There aren't a lot of variations, but you can fully stylize them using this little menu that appears once you select anything. So when it comes to the ease of use for Hostinger, everything you need is laid out clearly, so you can build a stylish site in no time. A 10-year-old can really do it. However, if you are a creative person and do want to start adding some advanced features, Hostinger will let you do it, but only to a certain degree to where you don't just screw up the entire website. Now for GoDaddy, on the other hand, their ease of use is actually quite similar to Hostinger in my opinion, but I feel like they do put a lot of handcuffs behind your back. Now what do I mean by that? Well, GoDaddy has an extremely easy to use interface like Hostinger does, but if you want to change anything up, GoDaddy will not let you. For example, you cannot freely move elements around the page wherever you want. They are locked into a preset selection and layouts, limiting your creativity, and I do not like that. So GoDaddy's website builder is more limited than Hostinger. There is no element or section sidebar. You can only add things using this plus button, and that's sort of it. GoDaddy doesn't really work with elements at all. While you can add them to your design, they are just copies of what exists and you do not have control over them. So when it comes to GoDaddy, it's really what you see is what you get. Sure, you can add buttons, text, and images, but anything more than that, they won't let you, which in my opinion is not a good thing. I don't like to be limited with my creativity. I want to be able to get creative at times with my website and go off the rails a bit, but not to the extent where I screw up the page. That's why I feel like Hostinger has the perfect balance when it comes to its website builder. So let's summarize the pros and cons for both web hosting platforms and declare which one is the winner for the ease of use category. Now, for Hostinger, the pros for ease of use are, first, the Hostinger is a beginner friendly. They offer a drag and drop editor that allows you to easily place elements like text, images, and buttons wherever you want on the page, which I like. Another pro is that it's intuitive and clean, giving you everything you need without overwhelming you with options. And also a pro I like that Hostinger's design tools are ideal for creating modern, professional looking websites very quickly. Then lastly, a cool pro with Hostinger is that they give you the option to customize your website to add more advanced stuff, which I think is really awesome and very much needed for those who want to use it. And it's a cool option to have. But when looking at the cons of the ease of use for Hostinger, and I think the first con is that Hostinger has a limited number of advanced features. Now, the platform lacks some advanced customization tools that people wanting to really customize their website might need. Then the last con with Hostinger is that they do not have tons of pre-designed sections. At least when compared to some competitors, the number of pre-made sections and elements is more limited. Next, with GoDaddy, the pros for their ease of use is, first, their straightforward setup. It is very simple, step-by-step process. Start building your website very quickly, and you really cannot mess anything up with this. Another pro is their pre-designed sections. They basically give you ready-made sections for text, images, and buttons, making work required very minimal on your end. And a big pro for GoDaddy is the low complexity. Their website builder is definitely great for users with no prior website building experience. This offers a what you see, what you get interface. Next, let's go over cons. And when looking at the ease of use with GoDaddy, the first con is, which is big in my opinion, is the limited customization options. Compared to Hostinger, GoDaddy provides fewer tools for users who want more control over specific elements. Another con is their rigid pre-designed layouts. A lot of this section lacks flexibility. It makes it harder to create very unique designs. Also, a big con with GoDaddy is that they do not have a drag and drop editor. The lack of a true drag and drop editor can be frustrating for people who are used to building websites in that style. Another con is that their design features are really basic. While functional, their design tools lack depth for creating visually stunning or innovative websites. The last con is that while their websites are almost too simple, a lot of users might outgrow them when they need more advanced options and features. Now, while GoDaddy and Hostinger are both similar and really easy to use, I would choose Hostinger as the winner for this section because they offer a bit more flexibility than GoDaddy does, and it gives you the option to be more advanced, to be more creative, and I think that's a huge plus. But realistically, it's going to be really easy for you to build a simple website no matter which platform you go with. But just in my opinion, GoDaddy is a little too simple for me, because if your site is too simple, it's just going to look like everyone else's. And if you look like everyone else's, then you won't stand out. And GoDaddy could be great for someone who is just trying to build a simple website without a plan of growing their website in the future. But Hostinger could be great for those who want to start early on as a beginner and maybe grow their website in the future. Hostinger is a great option in that sense. Now let's talk about pricing. People will wrongly compare Hostinger and GoDaddy when it comes to the pricing. Before we get into this, I do have the hookup with both Hostinger and GoDaddy. I have a better deal for both of these platforms than you can find anywhere else on the internet. And you can claim these exclusive discount codes by clicking the link in the description. With Hostinger, if you aren't that familiar with them, they are known for being really cheap, because with all their plans, you get a really affordable setup right out of the gate. Now, Hostinger Websites Builder comes bundled with its shared hosting plans, which means you're getting both web hosting and website builder in one package. And when you buy Hostinger using my discount code in the description, it gets even cheaper. Hostinger's got three main plans. First is their premium plan, which is only $2.49 a month if you sign up for their 48-month plan. This plan covers up to 100 websites with 100 gigabytes of storage and around 25,000 visits per month. Now just keep in mind that this price jumps to $7.99 a month after your initial term ends. The next plan is their business plan. This is their most popular choice, and it only starts at $3.49 per month if you sign up for 48 months, and it comes with 200 gigabytes of storage and up to 100,000 monthly visits, and it's great for small business sites. Now the renewal fees goes up to $8.99 a month after the 48 months is over, which is still pretty reasonable. Then their most expensive plan is their cloud storage plan. Now if you're really serious, this one is $7.59 a month with 200 gigabytes of storage and its dedicated resources, and it has about 200,000 monthly visit capacity, and its renewal rate is $19.99 a month. So if budget is your main concern, I would definitely recommend going with Hostinger, because they are cheaper than not only GoDaddy, but also every other web provider that I know of. Then not to mention, when you purchase Hostinger using the link in the description, the price gets even cheaper. So the one thing to remember with Hostinger is that the price that you're getting initially is going to increase after the first term, but these renewal rates are common across every hosting company. That's why with Hostinger, I do recommend signing up for their 48-month plan, because you will keep your rate as low as possible for as long as possible. And after that, the renewal fee isn't very expensive. And if you compare it to every other hosting platform out there, they do offer a 30-day, sometimes even a 60-day money-back guarantee. So you can really test them out before even making a decision on what plan you want to go with. Now, GoDaddy takes slightly different approach when it comes to pricing. It has a range of plans catering to various needs, from small personal websites to large-scale projects. But you're definitely going to notice a higher price tag compared to platforms like Hostinger, because if you buy GoDaddy using my link in the description, you can save yourself a good amount of money, because I do have that hookup with them as well. But you're gonna see the difference in prices in just a second, so let's break down their plans. First is their web hosting economy plan, and this goes for $6.99 a month for a 1-year term. This is GoDaddy's most basic plan, designed for small websites or beginners. It includes hosting for one website, 25 gigabytes of storage, and a free domain for the first year. They also offer a 1 year of free SSL certificate valid for 1 year. However, once your initial term ends, the renewal price jumps significantly to $219 per year. While it is a good starting option, the storage limit might be very restrictive for growing websites. The next plan is their web Hosting Deluxe plan, which is $9.99 a month for a 1-year term. Now, this plan is ideal for users that are managing multiple websites. You get to host for up to 10 websites, 50 gigabytes of storage, and unlimited SSL certificates for all sites. Just like the economy plan, you also get a free domain and free email for 1 year. Now, this plan renews at $167.88 per year. It's a solid choice if you're running multiple small sites and need a bit more of flexibility. In the third place, we got GoDaddy's Web Hosting Ultimate for $14.99 per month for 1 year term. This is a perfect for users with more demanding websites. This plan supports 25 websites and comes with 75 gigabytes of storage. It also offers the same perks as the deluxe plan, like the SSL certificates and a free domain. Now, the renewal cost for this plan is $215.88 per year. It is a great middle ground for a small to medium business that requires higher performance. And lastly, we have GoDaddy's Web Hosting Maximum, and it goes for $21.99 a month for 1 year term. This is GoDaddy's top tier plan, which is designed for larger projects or businesses that require maximum storage and speed. You can host up to 50 websites with 100 gigabytes of storage. Like other plans, you also get free SSL certificates, a free domain, and a free email for 1 year. The renewal rate for this plan, however, is $299.88 a year. This plan is perfect for scaling businesses that need room to grow. Keep in mind that GoDaddy offers a 30-day money-back guarantee in all of their plans, which is cool because you can test the waters before fully committing to which plan you want to go with, or if you want to use their platform at all. However, it is important to note that just like Hostinger, these prices are promotional and tied to longer billing plans. Now, for shorter terms, the monthly rate will be higher and renewals can catch you off guard with a steep price hike. So while GoDaddy isn't super expensive, Hostinger is just so much cheaper. If you ask me, when it comes to price, Hostinger is still unbeatable. Now, when analyzing the pros of the price when it comes to Hostinger, it's obvious. Hostinger is just way cheaper. You will get the money's worth with them, and not to mention, if you get Hostinger using the link in the description, it will be even cheaper. Remember, I have the hookup with Hostinger, so the coupon code that you get with the link in the description, you cannot find anywhere else. The cons for Hostinger price is that it will increase just after 48 months, but still, it is only increasing by a few bucks. So in the grand scheme of things, it is not that big of a deal. Now let's look at the pros of the price for GoDaddy. In my opinion, there's no pros when you compare this category to Hostinger. However, the cons of the pricing model for GoDaddy is just that it's too expensive, at least when you compare it to Hostinger. That's just the reality. However, you do get the best price on the internet for either GoDaddy or Hostinger when you use the links in the description. Also, another con with GoDaddy is that they increase their prices just after a year, which can definitely catch you off guard. So if you haven't already been able to tell, clearly, in my opinion, Hostinger is the winner when it comes to the pricing. Now let's analyze the features and tools for both Hostinger and GoDaddy, because here's where things get a bit interesting. Let's switch things up for a second and let's analyze GoDaddy first. When it comes to GoDaddy, they market themselves as a business-focused platform, which is why they offer a bunch of tools for entrepreneurs that are looking to use the website as an online business. Offering tools like email marketing, social media integration, and even appointment scheduling, which is pretty nice if you ask me. Having all your marketing tools on one platform really saves you from a headache. So if you're looking for a web hosting platform to not only create a website, but also to manage your entire business, then GoDaddy might be the way to go. The tools are also really simple to use because Hostinger, on the other hand, takes a more generic approach. The tools it provides are less about running the entire business and more about getting a polished website up and running quickly. Now, don't get me wrong, they still have some tools to help run an online business, but just not everything. Hostinger still provides features like search engine optimization tools, a logo maker, and an AI-driven tools such as an AI writer. And these tools help you create content and build your site without needing a lot of technical know-how. But when it comes to Hostinger's tools and features, they are mostly optimized for having a simple, fast, and speedy website, rather than providing you with an entire marketing platform, making this ideal for users who want to focus on launching their site without getting bogged down by extra stuff. So if you're building a blog, portfolio, or a small business site, Hostinger tools will give you exactly what you need. Nothing more, nothing less. However, if you're a business owner looking to integrate a ton of marketing tools into one, you should definitely lean into GoDaddy. So let's go over the pros and cons of both Hostinger and GoDaddy tools and features. First, let's go over GoDaddy's pros for its features. The first pro, in my opinion, and it's obvious, that GoDaddy has a ton of business-focused tools. And I think this is cool if you're trying to build a website that includes email marketing, social media integration, and appointment scheduling. It makes it great for people who are looking to use their website for an online business. The next pro is that GoDaddy has a centralized dashboard for running all your marketing campaigns and managing ads, which is really nice to have everything all together in one place. The last pro for GoDaddy is that they do have a lot of advanced marketing features like email marketing, social media integration, and ad management tools, which can be great if you're an online business owner who are really looking to scale their business. Now, when looking at GoDaddy's cons, and in my opinion, the only thing that GoDaddy lacks is having an AI-driven tools like Hostinger does. And this is too bad, because having AI is really nice to automate a lot of your marketing or a lot of your content creating. But outside of that, GoDaddy is really great with its features. Now let's look at Hostinger's pros. The first pro is that they offer essential search engine optimization and AI-powered tools for content creation, like the logo maker and the AI writer, which can be nice if you need that stuff for your website. The next pro is that Hostinger doesn't have too many marketing features like GoDaddy does, which makes it a perfect website for a beginner. But this also could make it an obvious con because it doesn't offer nearly as many advanced marketing or business management tools as GoDaddy does, which leads me to the last con. Due to Hostinger having a limited amount of business features, if you were to use Hostinger to host your online store, you would have to integrate third-party tools, which can get pricey and complex. So based on this, I would say GoDaddy wins when it comes to tools and features. And they have a lot here. However, depending on what you're looking for your website, this may not potentially be a concern for you. It really just depends on what you're looking to do with your website. Now, GoDaddy is a better choice for people looking to have their entire website or their entire business run on one platform, while Hostinger is mainly for people who just care about getting a website out there faster and much quicker. Now, the last category for us to compare before we decide on a winner is performance. And a lot of people underestimate the importance of having a website with good performance. In 2025, people have goldfish brains. So as a result, no one has time to wait for a slow website. So you need to make sure that whatever web hosting platform you're using, it has high performance capabilities, aka it can load really fast. In fact, Google says that if it takes longer than 3 seconds for your website to load, visitors will leave your website. So choose the wrong hosting company that has a long website loading speed, and this can basically destroy your site instantaneously. Luckily, the cool thing, if you're looking for quick, fast loading speeds, Hostinger is really great because on average, Hostinger websites load in under 2 seconds. In fact, most of the tests that I ran myself, Hostinger was loading up the sites in under a second, which is really fast. So when it comes to website loading speed, Hostinger is an amazing choice, especially if you're running an online store. Any delay and they can click away to a competitor's site or to Amazon. Now, if your store takes longer than 3 seconds to load, you're potentially losing thousands of dollars in sales. This is why I highly recommend Hostinger for performance, especially if you're running an online store or blog. GoDaddy, on the other hand, performance respectably, but slightly lags behind Hostinger in terms of speed. In testing, GoDaddy's website generally load in 2.5 to 3 seconds, which is acceptable but not groundbreaking. However, to give GoDaddy some credit, when I tested it for myself, their site did load up in under 2 seconds, which is still pretty good. However, the reason for the site delay when compared to Hostinger is due to the additional tools and resources that GoDaddy integrates into its platform, and it's for marketing and business functionalities that naturally making the load speeds a bit longer. But since Hostinger doesn't carry any of this stuff, that's why their sites will load a lot quicker. So let's recap performance by going over the pros and cons of speed when it comes to Hostinger and GoDaddy. First, let's start with Hostinger. Their first pro is obvious. Hostinger has blazing fast loading time, often under 2 seconds, which as a result is great for customer retention, and it improves search engine optimization ranking and reduces bounce rates. And the con for Hostinger in this category is nothing really, because Hostinger absolutely crushes it when it comes to performance, and they are super fast when it comes to load time. Now let's look at the pros with GoDaddy. Well, the pro is that their site still loads respectably under 2.5 and 3 seconds, which is still pretty good. And don't get me wrong. However, when looking at GoDaddy's cons, it's really just that their site loads slightly slower than Hostinger, which could impact your user experience and conversions. So when it comes to performance between Hostinger and GoDaddy, I think the winner is obvious. Hostinger is the winner. So let's recap on who won each category so we can determine which web hosting platform is best for you. When it came to templates, Hostinger won due to its advanced AI feature. When it came to ease of use, Hostinger also won because it had a good mixture of simple and advanced in its website builder platform. When it came to price, Hostinger won once again. They do have the cheapest plan on the market. However, when comparing the features and tools, GoDaddy had the edge on that one because of all the business tools they have. But when we looked at the performance, Hostinger has come back to win this round because they have super fast load time. And that is one of the best features that you can have on a web hosting platform. So all in one, the score between Hostinger and GoDaddy is 4-1. And ladies and gentlemen, I think right there should tell you who the winner is between Hostinger and GoDaddy. Clearly, it's Hostinger. They simply outperform GoDaddy in almost every aspect out there. However, if you are looking for a website builder to host all of your marketing tools, GoDaddy wouldn't be a bad choice. But if you're not looking to run big marketing campaigns on your web hosting platform, then I see no reason why you shouldn't be picking Hostinger over GoDaddy. Clearly, Hostinger is way better. Now, that's my opinion, of course, but regardless of whether you choose Hostinger or GoDaddy, make sure to use the discount code in the description so you can get both of these platforms for the cheapest price possible on the internet. So use those links in the description and claim your discount codes. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.